Hello everyone. My name is Shelby. Welcome back to my channel, Grace with Books. Today I'm going to be showing you guys my setup for my 2020 reading journal. As you guys can see, I am still in my bedroom at home. I'm filming a bunch of videos at home while I'm here for winter break, and then soon I'll move back to my dorm location back at school. But I'm just so happy to be reunited with my lovely bookshelf. I can't help but film in front of it. So I absolutely love keeping a bullet journal or reading journal. I think it is so helpful when tracking your books. It's also nice to have something routine to fill out every single day, and I just sort of keep track of what I'm doing and what I'm reading, and YouTube and Instagram and all that fun stuff. It's also just a really good creative outlet, and I just absolutely adore doing it. And recently I got a new reading journal. Looks like this, and I recently filled it out, so I would love to take you guys with me as I set it up, and I hope you enjoy it. So let's get right into the reading journal setting up portion of this video. So this beautiful journal is from Sweet Sequels, which is on Etsy, and it has a Harry Potter quote on the front, as well as having the 4 houses common rooms in the back, which I think is so unique and special to this journal. As you can see, it has the Ravenclaw room, the Slytherin room, Hufflepuff, and of course Gryffindor. And I just think that's something so unique and special to this journal, and they have such different designs, and I definitely recommend you go check them out. Now as we open up the journal, we have that one page I'm not quite sure what to do yet, and my cover page. I have on another sheet of paper sort of designed this little quote. It says, "I do believe something very magical can happen when you read a good book," and that's from J.K. Rowling. And what I'm gonna do now is sort of just take a glue stick and basically just paste it on to the first page, because I think it would be a nice introduction to the book, especially as the cover of the book is Harry Potter themed. Now moving on to the next part, I've printed out some little photos from my Instagram, so it has more of a personalized touch. And what I plan to do is take these little photos that are all sort of in the same color scheme and basically paste them around the title page of the journal as a whole. I like the fact that I printed them out from my own Instagram. I think, as I said before, it makes it very personal and very touching for me to open it every time and see these photos that I took. Also, I just think it looks extremely aesthetically pleasing, so that is what I'm doing on this page. And I'm just using a glue stick, and I didn't use any special photo paper. I just did regular paper and printed them off my computer, and I think that it turned out really well. And then all I did was just write out Reading Journal 2020 in the box in the middle to give it that more of a cover page feel. And as I said before, I really like how this page turned out. It looks really good in my opinion. I hope you agree. And I like that I added a picture of myself in the corner, because then everyone will know who it belongs to. And overall, I just really love how this page turned out. I think it might be one of my favorites I've ever done, ever. So this next spread is my 120 books in 2020 spread. This is the spread I probably used the most in 2019. I find it super helpful. I draw a large bookshelf that spans both pages, and I put down all of the books that I read over the course of the year. So I will draw in books later, and first I will draw the bookshelf, and then once I write a book, I will write the name of the book on the miniature book and I will color it in. And I just find it super helpful to seeing how many more books I have to read, and it's just sort of a good indication of how you're doing in your yearly goal. So that is why I like this spread so much. So I don't often use a ruler when I do my spreads. I just like to do freehand lines usually. So I tried using a ruler at the beginning of this, but it was proving to be a bit difficult. So for the rest of the time I do this, I don't think I use a ruler again because, I don't know, I just prefer doing freehand. I don't mind if the lines look messy. Honestly, to me, it looks more natural. So that's just sort of my philosophy on that. I mean, use a ruler if it works for you, but I often find rulers to be annoying, and then I always get paranoid if the line isn't straight, so I just much rather prefer doing it by hand. So for the title on this page, I decided to do black and gold, just like I did for the quote on the cover of the book. I liked to keep that theme going throughout this yearly spread that I'm doing. I don't know, black and gold just seems very New Year to me. I don't know why that is. I'm sure there's a reason. I also just like the elegance of the two colors together, and I think that it made the title look so much better, so I'm really happy about how that turned out. And I did cursive for the letters, which I had to actually reteach myself, so I retaught myself cursive a while ago, and I'm really happy I did because it just makes for better spreads. So on to the next page, we have my 2020 goals, and once again I'm just going to do that title in black and gold, which I like. As I said, I'm going to keep that throughout all the spreads I'm doing today. And the goals page is really where I can keep track of what I want to accomplish in this new year. So I'm going to have 4 categories when I finish, which are books, writing, social media, and YouTube. So those are the 4 things that I sort of want to set goals for myself for this year. And I don't know, maybe later I'll add more, but those seem like good things to have for right now. So I'm just adding a bit of definition to the 2020, and actually I think that turned out really beautifully. So I'm going to add some more decoration, some black and gold stars, which will also be a theme throughout the spread today. And just overall, I think that this page is super useful because then later in the year I can look back and see what I wanted my goals to be at the beginning and sort of keep track of if I've accomplished them or if I want to do anything else with them. So I just really like how this spread overall turned out, and I know I'm saying that a lot, but I'm actually really happy with this entire thing, and it just makes me really happy. So on to the next page. It is actually my favorite books page, and this is where I keep my favorite books of each month. So I'm just going to write that in the classic style that I've been doing. I've been trying to mix up my fonts a little bit to make more diversity in each spread, but basically I use this page to look at each month that I read and say what is my favorite book that I've read this month, and this is where I record that information. So I don't know if you can tell here, but I sort of messed up the word May. I think I was looking up at the word March and started to write that instead of just M-A-Y. So what I did is I just took my white gel pen and sort of went over it like you would with whiteout. So it's a little messed up, but you know, mistakes happen and it's important not to get too worked up on it. I wasn't going to rip out the whole page and start again just because I messed up one word. So I just sort of tried to trudge on, and I'll probably go over it once more in the white gel pen or whiteout if I can find it, and just overall try to make the best of the situation because, you know, mistakes happen, and honestly that's what makes it fun because you have to really be paying attention. So now we are done with that page, and we are going to go to my YouTube ideas and blog ideas page. So I've actually sketched these two out a bit more because I did want to be very specific with how I did these pages, so you can sort of see more of the design beforehand. But basically I'm just going to color this in the same fashion that I usually do, and it's really a place where I can just jot down my ideas for YouTube and my blog ideas that I have for posts. So this is something I could definitely plan to use throughout the year to look back on and add to, so I'm hoping this will turn into a very useful spread. Then we move over to my blog ideas page, and I decided to do a little camera here. I don't know why I thought it would fit blog ideas, but I think it looks really cute, so I just honestly got this from a doodle on Pinterest because Lord knows I'm not creative enough to draw this myself. But you know, Pinterest is a really good tool, and it's just taught me so much on how to draw things, so I'm really grateful for that. So I honestly think it's a great tool, and I'm really excited about how the camera turned out. I think it looks really good, and not at all like a super bad person at drawing did it, so I think it looks amazing, and I just love this last spread. And that's my journal. I added a bit of a border around the quote just to give it something else so it wasn't so plain, and I'm really happy with this cover page and just overall how it looks and turns out. I also filled in a bit of the shelf and added my first layer of books to the page. I'm doing 15 per shelf, which will get me to 120 by the last little shelf. So overall, super happy with that, and I added some white definition to the letters to make them pop out a bit more. I added a quote to the goals page that says, "Reading is essential for those who wish to rise above the ordinary," which is a completely true quote. And I just added a bit more definition to the stars and more decorations. On this page, I added sort of a little box to put it in, and I plan to add a box for the blog ideas one, but I haven't yet. And yeah, that is my journal, so I hope you all enjoyed planning with me today. Thank you guys so much for watching. It means so much. I absolutely love doing this bullet journal, as I said, and I hope I inspired you to maybe set up your own, or I don't know, get a reading journal, because they are just so incredibly helpful. If you liked this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. Hit the notification bell to get updates on when I post. I post every Monday and Thursday, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!